Okay, apologies for all of the reflection that you see in the back and having to interrupt that video, but okay, so here we'll go on to our quiz review. Nommez deux meubles que vous avez dans sa chambre. Nommez deux meubles que vous avez dans sa chambre. Name two pieces of furniture, or two furnitures, that you have in your bedroom. And your answers could be, dans ma chambre, il y a, in my room, there is, un lit. Remember that is the bed. Une table de nuit. Une table de nuit, the nightstand. Une commode. Une commode, the drawers, chest of drawers. Un miroir. Un miroir, a mirror. Un bureau. Un bureau, a desk. Or just another idea of common furniture in a bedroom. Une étagère. Une étagère, bookshelf, sorry. Okay. All right. Then be able to fill in the blanks. En français, bien sûr. Of course, in French. So I've got some pictures, just a couple of pictures here of some little furniture type little settings and stuff. So you'll be given the English, and then you'll have to write the French. But so these are just some examples of some things that you could possibly see. Maybe there are a few extra. Review everything just in case maybe I left something off. I don't know. So we've got un tableau. Remember, is a painting. Un four, oven. Une lave-vaisselle, dishwasher. Un tapis, rug. Un congélateur, freezer. Un fauteuil is the armchair. Un micro-ondes, microwave. Un frigo, sorry. Fridge, yeah. Une étagère. There's our bookshelf again. Un plancher, the floor. Une lampadaire, the lamp. Un rideau. If you put des rideaux, that would be okay too. Just make sure to make it plural, because that's curtains. Un miroir would be a mirror. And then un tiroir. Yes, a drawer. Okay, so about your final project. Sorry, this could have been after the other area thing. Anyway, this is just, you will have access to this rubric, but I did want to just put it here so that you'd be able to see what you would be graded on. There are, specifics here. These are links, if you'll notice. So here's just an interactive map of all of France. Now I have these. I did not change this from the last time I assigned it to a larger class. And I wanted to have all of them. And there were a couple other ones that were already taken. But anyway, I have them in twos. And I may give you a little bit of time to look through and see, but I will have you get back with me on your first and second choice, or actually you guys can maybe spend a little bit of class time and kind of look through the different these regions. These links are basically just links to like their tourism page or whatever. But I would like you to do other research, of course, too. But it just kind of gives you a starting place if you kind of want to get familiar with it. And then you guys choose which regions are interesting to you. If it's helpful to do a second one because it just gives you more to work with so that you fill the 5 to 7 minutes, that's okay. If you just want to limit it to one and just do a really thorough job, then I'll be okay with that too. But there are some, specific instructions like that your title slide should have the name of the region and the picture of its location, like geographically, like the map of France or something like that. Give me some information about their geography, their climate or major exports. A lot of times the climate for the region and the geography for the region have a direct impact or influence on what their exports are. Some historical events, things that happened in that area, or people from there, or just kind of the history of that particular region. The cultural influence of its location. When you have, the France on the border closer to Germany is going to be a different, type of culture than France, like in the Basque region or near the Spanish border. And actually, that France is bordered like by 8 different countries. So lots of different influences for you to find out about and tell us all about. Principal cities, they each have like kind of like a capital city. It's not exactly the capital, but it's like the seat for their, that area's government, or, major and influential cities. The culture, traditions, and festivals of the area, each one should have plenty of these. And then traditional foods and things that they typically eat a lot of, like along the sea. The coasts are going to probably have a bigger seafood menu than maybe the, kind of more mountainous regions further inland that probably have more to do with like, the animals that they raise and stuff like that. So, or grains that they grow or whatever. So it'll be really interesting to hear what you guys come up with. But that is due the second to last week of school. So you do have a lot of time to work on it, and I did shorten it. It was supposed to be 7 or 8 minutes. I did put it down to, or 7 to 9 minutes probably. I did put it down to 5 to 7 minutes, but I do want you to use as much of that as you can. Like, there's plenty of time to really make it, a full presentation. I already know. I know you guys. I know that you don't tend to want to talk a lot in class, as far as like, or get attention drawn. Like, I get it, but I would like get a thorough, like a really good presentation from you, especially if you have so much time to work on it, and it has a lot of room for your own creativity. Some of the basic things like grammar and spelling. I mean, you have the internet, like you are able to, make sure that that's correct. If you need me to look over anything, I'll be happy to help. I like to see lots of pictures. Not that, the text, well, what text you do have should be clear. Make sure that like the font and where, it's placed on the slide, and, just things like that. Those are kind of the, like practical grading points of it, but okay. Make sure you let me know if you have any questions. Moving on. All right, so now we're going to get into our new, the new grammar concept for this week, and they are called or nicknamed shoe verbs, and let's see why. Oh gosh, I really could delete this right now. This is still part of the quiz review. These are your numbers. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. I will fix it before you get it. Sorry, it's like not clear. Okay, there we go. I'm so sorry. Gosh, that's frustrating. Okay, I want you guys to be able to label what these things are. I'm going to just give just a little pause from like first and then give you a minute to come up with or write down or whatever what you think it is or what you know it is, and then I'll click to give you, so that you can see, correct it. We've got first. Yes. Premier or première, masculine and feminine. We've got second. Right. Second or seconde or deuxième. And why do we have two different words for second? If you said, or if you thought, because second or seconde is second of two, like when there's only two things, and then deuxième is used for second in, with other places following. Okay, third. Troisième, fourth, quatrième, okay, fifth, cinquième, sixth. That wasn't a very long break, sorry, I'm kidding. Really tired. Okay, sixième. All right, seventh. Yes, septième. Okay, eighth. Huitième, very good. Ninth. Neuvième, here we have a spelling change. The F becomes the V. And then, there's also a spelling change. Remember, we're on quatrième, cinquième. Yep, I think those are either that or 10th. Excuse me. I'm sorry. 10th is dixième. Gosh, trust me, I want to delete this, but I gotta keep going. Okay. Million. Okay. That would be un million. Because it's just 1 million. All right, what about 10 million? 10 million would be 10 millions. And the million becomes plural because we have 10 millions. Okay, what about 1,000? 1,000. Yes, 1000. Just 1000. Okay, and then 100. Yep, 100. And remember, 1000 and 100 don't need, they don't take the article in front, like for 1,000 or 100. Just 1000 means 1,000. 100 is 100. Just for fun, you may also want to know how to write the date. Okay, sorry about all the bouncing around, guys. Struggling. Okay. Oh my gosh, that shoe verbs was just sitting out there by itself. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so we have venir de, to have just done something. It means to have just done something. Paul vient de changer son argent. Paul vient de changer son argent. Paul has just exchanged his money. Okay. Remembering that the verb venir itself means to come. So venir de would literally mean come from, like I've just come from doing this. But I just put this here so that you would remember how to conjugate venir. Okay. Okay, so now we'll get into these shoe verbs. So they're called shoe verbs for the fact they're actually stem changing verbs, but I guess shoe verbs was a cuter thing, but you'll see also why this is like sort of a, why it's a thing. Anyway, so employer means to use. When we conjugate it in the present tense, we have j'emploie, tu emploies, il elle emploie, nous employons, vous employez, ils elles emploient, Now, if you'll notice the spelling change here whenever we put the ending, so usually ER words just have the E. Well, that Y has become an I in the je, tu, il, elle, so first, second, and third singular, and then we've got the Y, and then in the third person plural, then the Y becomes an I. So just a little note for this rule is that in the present tense, the Y in the je, tu, il, elle form becomes an I, and it's called a shoe verb because. This was the best that I come up with, but if you can imagine that, like if this was straight down and then we got like a little heel right there and then the front, this actually goes over that one and then up and around. Yeah, you can see why it's called a shoe. Okay, so other shoe verbs that end in YER are ennuyer, which means to bother, essayer, which means to try, nettoyer, which means to clean, payer, to pay, and s'ennuyer, to be bored. Here's an example of this word conjugated and used in a sentence. So we've got tu t'ennuies, n'est-ce pas? Tu t'ennuies, n'est-ce pas? You're bored, aren't you? That wasn't at anyone, just an example. Okay, moving on. And here's another example. So we have tu appelles un ami. You call your friend. The reason it's un ami and not ton ami is because once you put a possessive pronoun there, like mon ami, then that is actually used for like a more significant relationship, let's say. So just a friend is un ami. Then tu te rappelles l'examen. Tu te rappelles l'examen, you'll see the reflexive verb here, and it's you remember the exam. So appeler is to call. So sorry. Se rappeler is to remember or to recall. Notice the spelling changes here. So we've got appeler and se rappeler. In the infinitive, only have one L. And in the conjugated form, same thing. This is going to apply to all of the, shoe verbs. Is that the je, tu, il, elle form? That's where the spelling changes affect. So and we've got it so that L is doubled. Sorry. Okay. Another verb that functions even though it's not an L, in this case it's a T. Je jette les papiers. Jeter means to throw, so I throw the papers. And you'll notice that the T is doubled here. So as a reminder again about how to conjugate. We've got j'appelle, tu appelles, il, elle appelle, nous appelons, vous appelez, ils, elles appellent. You notice the L's are changed, and just in case you're wondering why it's not je m'appelle, or here it's just j'appelle. That's whenever you're calling. It's not what you call yourself, but calling out, to someone or something else. So in the present tense, in the je, tu, il, elle form, then double the L. Okay. Other shoe verbs that end in this ELER and ETER are épousseter, to dust, feuilleter, to leaf through. You'll remember, so we have leaf through here, and then feuille is a leaf, like a piece of paper or an actual leaf. Ficeler, gosh, I'm struggling, sorry guys. To tie, renouveler, to renew. Vous feuilletez le magazine. This is just an example. So you flip through the magazine is just how we would say it. I wouldn't necessarily say that someone is leafing through the magazine, but anyway, you get it. So vous feuilletez le magazine. Okay, acheter, to buy. You probably remember this one, but seeing it conjugated, it's j'achète, tu achètes, il, elle achète, nous achetons, vous achetez, ils, elles achètent. Here, there is no E in the infinitive form, neither in the nous or vous form, but in these particular verbs, then this E here before the T gets the accent grave. That regular E turns to an accent grave. So there's your note at the bottom. In the present tense, in the je, tu, il, elle, il, elle form, the E becomes the accent grave, the accented E. Other shoe verbs that are like acheter would be amener, to bring, emmener, to take along. Thought I fixed that. Mener, to leave, se lever, to rise, and se promener, to take a walk. Example, je me lève très tôt. I wake up very early. Oui. Et je dors trop tard. And go to bed too late. Okay. Anyway. Another kind of verb, spelling change, again, in the kind of shoe category, shoe verb category. So we've got posséder is to possess. Je possède, tu possèdes, il, elle possède, nous possédons, vous possédez, il, elle possède. You notice it changes the accent just a little bit. It changes how it's said or pronounced. So the verb here has the accent aigu, and so does the nous and the vous form, and then all the rest get that accent grave. So the accent aigu becomes accent grave in the shoe kind of area. All right, so other shoe verbs like posséder, célébrer, célébrer, to celebrate, espérer, to hope, exagérer, to exaggerate, préférer, to prefer, protéger, to protect, and répéter, to repeat or to rehearse. Okay. An example sentence, le chien protège son maître. The dog protects his master. Okay. Commencer, to begin. Je commence, tu commences, il, elle commence. Nous commençons, vous commencez, il, elle commence. If you'll notice here, what change are we making? Okay. Okay. Sorry, had a phone call there. Okay, so the C here is just regular C, sorry. And then this is kind of like the phonics rules in English. We've got where, like, to keep the soft sound, we might change the spelling. So for example, the C before the E is going to have that commence. You notice at the beginning when it comes before an O, then it's the hard, the K sound, and then we've got the softer sound when it's before the E. So just by the rules of phonics, then we've got to make the, we've got to have the little cedille here because it gives that sound. Otherwise it would be comment, and that's just not the word. But, so this one's a little bit different than, I would not call this a shoe verb because it doesn't affect those inside the shoe. It actually is just affecting when you see it in this situation. So for example, right now, this is just the new form, but we're gonna see in just a second that it really just depends on what that C comes before, because we have other forms. As you know, like there's the imparfait, which we'll talk about in just a second. But for now, in the present tense, with verbs ending in CER and GER, you'll keep the G before the E, or with the CER verbs, you'll change that C to the cedille before the E to keep the soft consonant sound. Let's look at some more examples. So we've got manger, to eat. We've got je mange, tu manges, il, elle mange. Nous mangeons, vous mangez, il, elle mange. Okay, so here we had to add the E, or keep the E before the ONS so that it would be mangeant and not mangon. And then remember the imparfait is formed by taking the new form of the present tense, taking away the ONS, or just dropping the ONS, and then adding on, I don't know if this is an official thing, but it's just the same thing as conjugated avoir in the present tense. You're adding AI, A, S, A, and then that IONS, IEZ, and IENT. Okay, so I guess it's just the first three. But here's just an example. So here is the imparfait. Je commençais à 3 heures. In this case, we've got the commence, took away the ONS, and because it was going to be AIS, then we needed the cédille so that so it wouldn't be commencer, but commencer. So I began at 3 o'clock. All right. Okay, some other GER, CER verbs with these spelling changes are arranger, to arrange, changer, to change, corriger, to correct, nager, to swim, voyager, to travel, annoncer, to announce, effacer, to erase, placer, to place, prononcer, to pronounce, and remplacer, to replace. Okay, so here's just a little summary of all of the kind of examples that we've had so far. So for verbs ending in YER in the infinitive, you change the Y to an I when you conjugate it. Verbs ending in ELER or ETER in the infinitive, you've got to double the L or the T before the silent E. With verbs like acheter, then you're going to change that silent E to the accented E. Verbs that end in this accented E, the accent aigu plus a consonant plus ER, that accented E becomes the accent grave, so a different accent. And then verbs ending in GER, you're going to keep the E, or for CER, change the C to the D before an O or an A. Okay, mate, it's so sorry about this. But your quiz, lesson, lecture, vocabulary, grammar, homework, all of that is going to be posted. Again, I am sorry for this not quite excellent video, but I hope it is enough to get you guys going pretty well for your work this week, and contact me if you need anything. Au revoir.